Imagine a celebrity the entire world calls the kindest woman in Hollywood. Now, imagine some of the biggest names in the industry quietly starting to challenge that image. 50 Cent, Taraji P, Henson, Ludacris, Dave Chappelle. These names are all tangled up in one story. Today we're breaking down everything that's blowing up online. But here's the real question. Is this all true? Or is this just a narrative building itself in real time? Stick around, because every twist here is bigger than the last. Welcome back to Fame Spotlight, where we bring you Hollywood's biggest dramas, controversies, and untold stories, no filter, no holding back. Today's video is a bit longer because the story itself is layered. We're diving into a tension that's simmered for years but recently exploded back into the spotlight. The friction between 50 Cent and Oprah Winfrey, and how it's pulled in a whole list of other celebrities. Quick heads up before we start. Some of what we cover here is directly from verified interviews, and some of it is fan speculation and allegations. We'll keep those clearly separated as we go. Let's get into it.
You're looking at it and you're saying that everything that's wrong with our culture is why I'm a success.
Wow.
So when I actually got a chance to talk to her, she was like, I never thought about it like that.
50 Cent said that he would work with Taraji after he seen the video of Taraji saying, she had to fire her whole team after she done the Empire series for her character Cookie.
Right here, 50 Cent straight up calling out the hypocrisy. He's saying artists get blasted for their culture, while that same culture is exactly what makes people rich and famous. And fans are saying this is exactly why he's stepping up for Taraji right now. 50 Cent has never been the type to bite his tongue, and this time was no different. In a recent clip, he called out what he sees as a double-standard artists like him who put real, lived experience into their music get labeled negative or bad for culture, while the pain behind that art gets ignored. His point? He survived getting shot 9 times. Why is turning that into music somehow the problem? Fans immediately connected this statement to Oprah, pointing to her past comments criticizing hip-hop culture. Now, it's important to frame this correctly. This is fundamentally a clash of opinions between two very different perspectives on art and culture. But what makes it interesting is that 50 Cent has never shied away from saying exactly what's on his mind, no matter how powerful the other person is.
That's Oprah.
That's Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay. Named after the Oprah, and your cat's name is?
And Gail.
Gail, okay, Gail.
Look at this. 50 Cent literally named his pets Oprah and Gail. Funny? Sure. But fans are calling this a years-long troll that never actually stopped. And here's a fun detail. 50 Cent reportedly named his pets Oprah and Gail after Oprah's longtime friend Gayle King. Cute on the surface, but a chunk of fans see it as a years-long, not-so-subtle troll that's never really stopped.
Every time she made a mention to hip-hop culture, it was something that was wrong with it. And it was something that was on my CD that was the largest debut in hip-hop.
This is the moment fans latched onto online, questioning whether Oprah's public image tells the whole story. And that debate has not slowed down since.
And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this?
Watch Taraji's reaction here. Yes, ma'am. She's opening up about her own fight, and in her own words, she says she had to take a stand, not just for herself. Now here's the moment that really lit the fuse. Taraji P, Henson, an actress who has already proven herself many times over, recently revealed in an interview that she nearly walked away entirely from Oprah-produced The Color Purple remake. In her own words, she said she had to fight hard over the financial terms of the project, and she felt she had to take a stand, not just for herself, but for the actors coming up behind her, like Fantasia and Danielle Brooks. That statement hit hard, because Taraji is an established, successful actress. If she had to fight that hard for fair value, fans started asking, what's happening to actors with less leverage? It's worth noting Taraji didn't name a specific person as the villain in her interview. She shared her own experience. But online, People connected the dots straight to Oprah's role as producer, and that's where this entire conversation reignited.
His music.
That she had made about, I was there for Crash for the movie. Yeah. And basically she said something about not agreeing with my music, but she thought I did great in the movie. And of course I was up there with the whole cast of Crash. And so I didn't necessarily feel like that needed to be said. You didn't agree with my music. And even if you don't agree with certain songs I made, say you don't agree with certain songs, don't say you just don't agree with all of my music. Right.
This Ludacris clip is huge. He's explaining, in his own words, how he got called out over his lyrics on live TV while he was there to promote a movie with his entire cast. Let's rewind for a second, back to 2005, when Ludacris appeared on Oprah's show to promote his movie Crash. In his own words, he didn't expect to get grilled about his song lyrics when he was there with his entire ensemble cast to talk about the film.
She was able to say what she said, and then I had my rebuttal, and when I saw the final show, her comments were in there.
Right, was in there, but yours wasn't in there.
And mine weren't in there, so it just looked like I kind of took it.
And here's the twist. Ludacris says his response got cut from the final broadcast. Fans are calling that selective editing, plain and simple. Ludacris says he responded on the spot, defending his stance, but when the final episode aired, his rebuttal had been edited out. That's his own account, straight from his own interview, and it paints a picture of how easily a conversation's narrative can be shaped by whoever controls the edit. This old story resurfaced hard once people started stringing it together with the recent Taraji bombshell, fans calling it a pattern. But let's be real for a second. These are individual experiences from different points in time, and jumping straight to pattern without more context is a stretch worth being cautious about.
At a certain point, it was like, all right, this is enough.
Yeah. Colleagues were quoted as saying that you had become increasingly paranoid. Would you say you were paranoid?
Sure. First of all, what is a black man without his paranoia intact? If you might win $100 in a poker game and be on the subway, you're gonna look over your shoulder. They just said in everything I had $50 million. That's like making me a marked man.
So did you go to a psychiatric hospital?
In South Africa?
Yeah.
Who? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was so...
I'm only asking because I need to ask.
I gotta get people thinking, all right, who goes from America to Africa for medical attention?
This is the heaviest part of the whole video. Dave Chappelle, in his own words, describing why he walked away and ended up in South Africa. This is straight from his own interview. This might be the most emotional chapter in the whole story. Dave Chappelle described, in his own words, walking away from a $50 million Comedy Central deal and disappearing to South Africa. He said he felt intense pressure from people around him pushing him toward medical intervention, while he felt he was simply dealing with an overwhelming, stressful situation.
For medical attention.
Dave then spilled more tea, saying the folks around him were pushing for him to take antipsychotic meds. But Oprah straight up brushed that off like it was nothing and kept saying Dave was just stressed and acting paranoid over and over again.
And I knew I was going to leave, so I got ahead of schedule, and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid, like, you know.
But you were stressed out. That's why.
There's no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say, you're insane.
Dave himself says he felt cornered and just needed to get away from the pressure. Again, this is his story, told by him, taken directly from his own words. This is Dave's own personal account, taken directly from his own interview, and we're treating it as exactly that. His story, told his way, not a third-party accusation against anyone. This interview gets brought up constantly whenever people talk about interviewing style on that show, because some viewers felt the conversation lacked empathy in the moment. But it's also fair to say tough questions are part of interviewing, and different viewers walk away with different reactions to the same exchange. So here's the real question. Are these separate, unrelated incidents, or is there an actual pattern here? Online, Fans are stitching these stories together into one big narrative, and outspoken figures like 50 Cent are throwing gasoline on that fire. But on the flip side, power dynamics, financial disputes, and creative disagreements are extremely common in an industry like Hollywood, and every single story here has its own context. As viewers, the smart move is to listen to these individual accounts, respect them, but stop short of turning them into one sweeping conspiracy without solid evidence to back it up. Worth noting, 50 Cent has since publicly offered to work with Taraji through his own production company. That's not just talk. It's him actively putting his resources behind someone he feels got shortchanged. So that's the full story, multiple perspectives, personal experiences, and a debate that's still very much alive. Do you think this is a real pattern, or just coincidence stitched together by the internet? Do you think Taraji genuinely had to fight this hard for what she deserved? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown informative, smash that like button, and if you're into deep dive Hollywood stories the mainstream media tends to skip, hit subscribe on Fame Spotlight. We bring you stories like this every single week. See you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay tuned.